All right, Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to Akim across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and maturity. And this is going to be a quick lesson through the Spirit concerning prophecy, because that's what we are to continue to push in this time. So what, that we could earn a spot or a ticket to salvation out of this place. And earn some help during the time of trouble that's to come. So the Lord gave us the Spirit. All right, He gave this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to us. All right, and it's likened unto money. So we've been given this money, so we have to flip this money. We have to make as much as we can off of this money by doing what? By teaching. All right, by continuing to stay in the Spirit, and ultimately what? Prophesying. Okay. So this is from USA Today. It says grocery stores still have empty shelves amid supply chain disruptions, Omarion, and winter storms. All right. So this is a part of the scriptures. This is prophecy. This is the beginning, all right, ultimately of what's going to culminate into the famine spoken of in the scriptures. And there's always been famines, all right, throughout the history of this earth, especially if you read through the history of our people, the Israelites, which I'm gonna get. Let me get a scripture real quick though. So we're gonna go to Ecclesiastes 1:9, which says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So the occurrences, the different things that happen throughout our history as well as the other nations, right? It's all basically happening again, because what do they say? They say history repeats itself, and that's a saying from the scriptures. There's nothing new under the sun. You see, everything goes back to the scriptures. Everything comes full circle and goes, all right, and is related to the scriptures, our knowledge, our wisdom. All right. So I'm going to go to this to read a little bit. It says, the new year hasn't stopped ongoing food shortages. Shortages at grocery stores across the country have grown more acute in recent weeks as Omarion continues to spread and winter storms have piled on to the supply chain struggles and labor shortages. The shortages being reported nationwide are widespread. Reported nationwide. So this is all over the country. So this is a foreshadowing, all right, of what's to come here in America. What is that? Famine. All right, great famine. Not just, all right, a couple, some spots that are missing, all right, in the aisles at the stores you go to. No, we're talking about complete a complete deplenishment of food around the nation. And that's, it's all being orchestrated, of course, by Esau. But who is Esau controlled by? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. And it's going to bring forth, all right, another great famine. So what some of these prophecies I have pulled up here, all right, for some of them to come to pass, all right, because there's nothing new under the sun, as Ecclesiastes 1:9 says. It says the consumer price index jumped 7% last year, the fastest pace since 1982. The Labor Department said Wednesday that up from 6.8 annually in November. That's up from 6.8 annually in November, which was also a nearly 4-decade high. All right, so look what it says here. It says while items are harder to find, all right, which is because they're not putting them on the shelves, many also cost more with rising inflation, and that's prophecy, that's scripture. All right. It says Albertson CEO Vivek Sanakaran spoke about supply chain challenges during the company's earnings call with analysts Tuesday. I think as a business, we've all learned to manage it, Sankaran said. We've all learned to make sure that the stores are still very presentable, give the consumers as much choice as we can, and they're running out of stuff to give use to give a choice. They're not getting shit in the shipments. Everything when you're a manager at a grocery store, you have a certain list of inventory, right? And you work with the logistics team in the back of the house of the stores, and they're looking at these lists, right, when they go to order, and all the shit is out of stock. So they're just ordering what they can. Little Nixon. You're gonna start to see random shit in the stores too. All right, because it's all they can do because they have to actually cover up these spots. But soon they're not gonna be able to cover the spots up with nothing because there's not gonna be anything coming in. All right, and then when it does come in and the people go to grab it, it's gonna be high as hell because of inflation. And then eventually it's gonna be a famine out here. And you Jakes, your grocery stores in your neighborhoods, they're gonna hit those first. They're not gonna send you shit. They're gonna skip out on sending your store stuff to send it to the heathens in Esau's neighborhood. All right, so it's Jake is gonna what? The Lord's gonna break the stay of bread in where Jake is mostly majority. This is Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. So the Lord is going to break, all right, your access to food, to bread, to eggs, to formula for your child, which you're not supposed to be using anyway. You're supposed to be breastfeeding. But a lot of our women, they don't breastfeed anymore. They go and buy all that, synthetic and all that fake milk. Powder milk that they shake up in bottles and stuff, man. You're not gonna have none of that. You're not gonna have no baby food. You're not gonna have vegetables. You're not gonna have water because it's not going to be there. All right, it's not gonna be coming in. And then if you do run across something, it's gonna be sky high because of inflation. And then eventually, it's not gonna be anything to buy. All right, and that's the Lord breaking, as the prophecy said, like he's always done. All right, he's breaking the stay of bread, and that causes what? It culminates into what? Famine. Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care. See? And with care. People are about to start really cherishing food because it's going to become scarce, and eventually it's going to disappear. And they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. So it's going to be, water's going to be hard to find. We're already drinking water by measure. You should be able to go outside and go to a river and drink water, but you can't because of how polluted this goddamn land is and all the bodies of water, even the smaller ones, the lakes, the streams, all tainted. You see? So now we're drinking what? Bottles of water. You look on a bottle of water, it's 33 ounces of water. And then after that, the bottle's over. The water is finished. You got smaller bottles, 20-ounce bottles, 8-ounce bottles. Drink, and it's gonna get to the point where what? It's the water is the necessary water. All right, amounts of water you get every day is gonna deplenish. There's not gonna be any water. So this is all the food, the stay of bread, the staff of bread is ultimately talking about the food, water, everything. All right, that is a necessity. All right. For your nourishment every day, it's gonna go away, and it's gonna start with you, Jakes, because they're gonna X you off of the inventory list, all right? Or as far as things coming to your stores, you're not gonna get the first pickings, if any pickings, and that's prophecy, and that's gonna culminate into this famine coming, man. All right. This is 2 Kings 6, and this is gonna be a real quick lesson. 2 Kings 6. Let's read some history. All right, because what? Ecclesiastes 1:9 says there's nothing new under the sun. History is going to repeat itself, and this time it's going to be far worse than in the past. All right, the scriptures talk about the downfall of this society, this kingdom is going to be one of the worst times that has ever been on the earth since man was put on the earth. So all these things we read about in the past that we read for our learning, like Romans the 15th chapter says in the 4th verse. The things written aforetime were written for our learning. All right. It's going to be multiplied, man. It's going to be on another level. But this is 2 Kings 6:25. It says, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it. And that's another thing. There's going to be military action going down on this soil. At the same time, food's going to be scarce. All hell's going to be breaking loose. You see, just as it happened in the past. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. An ass's head, a donkey's head. See? Niggas gonna be selling all types of different types of meats out here. All right? Old chicken, old rotten spoiled meats. You see? That's what's gonna happen here. Same thing's gonna happen again. Niggas gonna be selling some chicken they made out of goddamn leather belts. All right, they're gonna trade it for some batteries or something. You know, it's gonna be all out. It's gonna be crazy, man. And this is why we're doing this work, so that what? The Lord could take care of us during that time. It said that his servants shall eat, his servants shall drink. And the people that didn't listen, our people that didn't listen, they're going to be hungry and thirsty. All right? Which means what? They're going to be a casualty of this famine coming. Once again, that the Lord's going to send through this place. And there was great famine in Samaria. This is in the past. So the Lord's going to do the same thing he did in the past in this time, but worse. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So they were eating shit. Do you understand how hungry you have to be and out of your mind and totally bugged out from the starvation that's going on with your body that the Lord's putting you through for you to eat some shit? The shit of a bird? Jake doesn't understand what's coming, and we're trying to warn you. All right? The prophets, starting with the apostles and elders on down, are trying to warn you Israelites, man, but you ain't listening. So you're going to become casualties of this judgment and famine. Let me get a scripture real quick. And famine is terrible. It's a terrible way to die. Let's see. This should come up. Yep, this is Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. See? So what are you Israelites going to do when there's no food? They're already saying it's becoming it's a shortage of food, and it's getting worse. And they're trying to make the shelves and the stores look as good as possible with what they're getting in, what they're able to order through inventory. And their inventory list, when they go into the computer to see what stuff they have around the nation, is not really nothing. And they're doing the best they can. These managers of these stores, these global supply chains, you see? And it's all going downhill. It's not going to get any better. This is going to get worse. I don't know what you people are thinking out right now, thinking America's going to go back to normal. This shit is over. Lamentations 4:9, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. They're going to want an apple. Just give me it. Motherfuckers be thinking about apples, hot dogs, all the foods that they was cramming their faces with before this went down instead of repenting. All right? So that what? You could have ate during this and through this thing, man. And the Lord would have provided. But the Lord is saying right here, you're going to be, what does it say here? It says you're going to be stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. You're going to pine away, it says right here, man. That's why it's better to be slain with the sword or be shot, all right, than to be slain with hunger and starvation, man. You people don't understand, man. It's going to get real bad. Let's read a little bit more. 2 Kings 6 and 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? Because there wasn't nothing in there. It was a famine. What he go in there and get you something? He ain't nothing in there. You see? What is he gonna do? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today. What? Do they read this in the church? That there was famines back then, and that's what's coming in these last days? To the point where what? A lot of you women, you're gonna eat your children. A lot of you men, you're gonna eat your sons and daughters. A lot of you, the last scripture I'm going to get in Isaiah 9:20, or one of the last scriptures, all right, says that you people are going to eat yourselves. You're going to eat the flesh of your arm, cut off a piece of your finger in your arm, or the fat off of your bicep or something like that, man. Who knows, man? Verse 28, and the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. This is what you women are about to go through. You with little Day and little Daquan. All right? You're going to end up eating your children. And this is going to go for the other nations out in America too. The Edomites going to use the same thing, but it's really going to be bad for you Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 29. So we boiled my son. This is coming back. Cannibalism is coming back. So because what are you people gonna eat? You Americans are used to eating all day, every day. You don't even have the mindset to stop eating. You don't have the mindset to go a couple days of without eating. Because that's the thing. People in America have never experienced the things that these other nations experience in these other third world countries, because America has been what? The golden cup of the earth. So you people have had freedom to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, how much ever you want. That's going away. And you're gonna resort to boiling your children in these last days. The little babies you have. You see? So we boiled my son and did eat him. These are women that actually did this. And said unto her the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So it's going to be a lot of infighting amongst who kids you people going to eat. You see? Some of you going to try to eat somebody else's kids. And then when it comes to your time for your kids to be eaten, you going to hide them. It's nothing new under the sun. You people finna go. Jake is finna go through it, man. Jacob's trouble. Verse 30, and it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then he said, God do so and more also, if the head of Elisha the son of Shaphat shall stand on him this day. All right, so that was pretty much it in that. So let's go to Isaiah 9 and 20. Isaiah chapter 9 and 19, I'll start at. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. Verse 20, and that's what's coming. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. There's nothing to eat. And he shall snatch, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. The little food that you people are going to find is not going to be sufficient enough for the amount of nutrition you need every day. And you're going to feel that. And you're going to eventually resort to cannibalism. So read it again. Isaiah 9 and 20. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. See? What does that sound like? Cannibalism. That's what's coming. When all this food is gone eventually, because this is depleting. This is not getting any better. It's not foods. It's not going to be a burst of food that comes forth in a couple months. This is going to keep depleting, and the prices are going to keep continuing to jump. The price index is going to continue to jump, which is what? Inflation. It's bred from inflation. All right, so that's why we do this work, so we can what? Let's get it real quick, and then we'll end it there, man. Because you niggas gonna starve out here, man. This is Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 and 12. And 13, excuse me. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Going through that famine. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Going through that famine, no water. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And that's when you Israelites are going to realize that you should have repented a long time ago. That you should have listened to those men you call crazy and call bums. And always try to down on the highways and byways, man. You're going to look crazy. And then in that moment, it says you're going to be ashamed. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For the Lord Yahweh shall slay thee and call his servants by another name. So false prophets teaching false doctrine, 2/3, Esau, the heathens. You all gonna starve to death. You all gonna be crying and hungry and thirsty. And there's a special judgment for you false prophets, man. Teaching putting the wrong spirit out to Jake, and teaching the wrong doctrine, breaking down the scriptures wrong. This is going to be the same judgment, man. If you're not in the right spirit, teaching the right things, man, you really are not a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, of the Most High. And you're going to go through these four sword judgments, and and a lot of the judgment is going to be famine and starvation, hunger and thirst. And that's when you people are going to feel, and that's when 2/3 of you Israelites, you're going to be ashamed. All right? So, man, that's what we're doing this work for in order to escape these things coming. We're not trying to starve. We're trying to be the servants that the Lord said is going to eat and drink, man. All right? And you people outside of that, it says that you shall be hungry and thirsty. And you're going to be eating each other and each other's kids and children, so on and so forth. Terrible. All right, so Lord willing us edifying. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakat, Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom and Abba Abba.